Ole. We will give the opportunity to the audience to ask question, but before they ask question, let Marie, we continue with Marie first, after let the audience can ask questions.
Thank you. Well, if I may, please allow me just to briefly make a few comments. Firstly, to Farah, you mentioned about like your generation, the young generation actually is so busy to achieve something. There is a deadline after deadline, and in the academic life, university life, we actually may think that it's by design, because I have found more and more students, because I lecture at Oxford but also in Indonesia. More students now have the challenge of critical thinking. So they are very good in following order, in following module and protocols, but not necessarily having critical thinking. And the reason of that can also be because of the limitation of the period of the study. So it's almost by design that you just do not have time to do anything else, the loads of credit system and things like that. So that, and also if you do PhD in the old time, you can have as long as you want, because you really engage with theories and science and discover something. So it may take long time, but now, a PhD needs to be completed in 3-4 years maximum because of so many limitations. So that design may also limit the ability for students to have critical thinking. And then just briefly also, we discussed about how the institutions who control the New World Order may have infiltrated the way of mind gaming in Indonesia, for example. If we, Richard, you know it much more than me, and when it comes to Indonesia. But if we see our societies in Indonesia, they are very, very proud of World Bank, of IMF. They celebrate when one of us Indonesian becoming a director of the World Bank. We know that without mentioning the name. People celebrate them being a director of World Bank, IMF, Indonesia becoming the darling of World Bank. So that my comment on how actually the mind has been controlled in such a powerful way. So maybe when we have time, maybe enlighten us with how these institutions and actors control nation states through debt. That's basically my comment.
That's why, Marie, you want to invite Ole to speak in front of the decision maker, government. I'm organizing that. Give me time, Ole, to educate, because you have to educate the decision makers, and we have to do this step by step.